Hey guys, my name is Hannah Key and I am the owner of the Freckled Key Photography based in Houston, Texas. I'm a mom of a toddler and so you will see my daughter back there playing, so I apologize if it's a little noisy. Today I wanted to chat a bit about backlighting. I was presented with the challenge of shooting in full bright sun from the day I started my business, and backlighting is how I have chosen to handle that. So this video is going to have a brief description on what backlighting means. I'm going to show you some examples of some photos that I took of a family this past weekend on a really bright sunny day. I'm going to go a little bit into what it means to use natural reflectors during a photo shoot outdoors, and I will also take you into my post-processing or my editing of images that have been shot using the backlighting technique. A little warning, this is my first time to record and edit a video, so it's going to be a little choppy, it's going to be a little fumbly, and I have just found though that if I have a goal, I just need to do it. I just need to go and do, and so that's what I've done, and it's not going to be perfect. It may even be a little awkward, but I just want you guys to bear with me. Okay, that being said, we are going to go to my screen now, and I'm going to give you a little description for what backlighting means, and we'll go from there. Okay, so let's take a look. This was a family that I photographed this past weekend, and it was about 10:15 in the morning when I took this photo, and it was a bright, full, sunny day. There was not a cloud in the sky, and just with the way that this family's schedule worked out, we needed to push the session a little later in the morning. So the sun was really high, it was really bright, but it was a beautiful day. It was nice and cool. But as you can see, this photo, I used backlighting, which all backlighting means is if you are outside photographing a person or a subject, you are going to place the sun behind your subject. So you can tell from this picture, just based on where the highlights are landing on their skin and their hair, that the sun is coming from behind them, kind of off to camera left, and see how their shadows are dropping over here. So the sun is behind them and slightly off to the left. And why I prefer to shoot backlit over front lit or even side lit is that if you shoot front lit, your subject tends to be very bright, and if you shoot side lit, you get really harsh highlights on one side of the face and really harsh shadows on the other side of this face. So backlighting eliminates that, and it actually creates a beautiful what we call rim light around the back of the head and around the outline of the body, which I just really love the way that looks. And you also maintain really even and soft skin tones. So again, you can tell just by the rim lighting around their skin and around their clothes that the sun is falling right behind them. It's coming, in fact, I think I was using his head to block the sun, so the sun is right behind him. And you'll notice that my sky is blown out, which all that means is that it's overexposed to the point where I've lost the detail. But the important thing for me is to have my subject perfectly exposed, which is what you see here. And then one more. So again, you can see in this photo the sun is again behind them because we have this rim lighting going on around their skin. And it's coming slightly from camera right. But again, I've got these really great, perfectly exposed skin tones. What I want to go into now is how I use backlighting as far as the settings on my camera and how I meter to my subject. So I pulled up this image so we can talk about my camera settings and also how I meter to my subject whenever I'm using the backlit method. So if you look over here off to the right, this will show you what my camera settings were. So looking here, I was photographing this couple using my 85mm lens. My ISO was set at 160 because it was really bright. My aperture was set to wide open at a 2.0 because I love bokeh. And my shutter speed was set at 1/640, so 1/640th of a second. So a technique for making sure that your subjects are correctly exposed when using the backlighting technique is by using what is called a natural reflector, which all that means is it is an object or something that you use to bounce light back into your subject's face. I place my subjects in a location where either the ground in front of them, like the sidewalk or a street or even the ground, like a dirt ground, can be a natural reflector. A wall can be a natural reflector. Even a building, several things can be natural reflectors, which all that means is that you're using that object or that place to bounce light from the sun back into your subject. Okay, so jumping back over here, we've got, in this photo, you can see that my natural reflector was the ground. So there's a little bit of dirt right at their feet and also the grass. So the sun is coming from behind my subject, bouncing off of the grass and providing a filtered, like really soft filtered light back into their face. Likewise, with this photo and this photo, my subjects are standing on a sidewalk. So the light is coming from behind them, bouncing off of the sidewalk at their feet, and then bouncing nice filtered light back into their faces. So that is how I use natural reflectors to bring light back onto my subjects. Now, as far as metering, how do I handle like a full bright sunny day and make sure that my subjects aren't in silhouette, basically? And so what I typically do is wherever I am standing, I will kind of look around at the ground at my feet and find a place that is in shadow. Because if I can find a place around me that is in shadow and look up at my subject, they are also in shadow because the sun is behind them. So if I can meter to something that is in shadow, like a shadow on the ground or a dark patch on the ground, then I will be pretty close to the same exposure as my subject. So I will literally grab my camera and I will look down at my feet, and I might even use my own shadow. So I will look down and I will meter my camera to my own shadow, or again, a shadowed portion on the ground. And then I will take a few test shots and look at my, on camera preview here, and I will make slight adjustments typically with my shutter speed until I see that my subjects are correctly exposed. Okay, so let's dive into how I edit these photos. I like to try to get the best photo I can straight out of camera, which means I will I do the best I can to get the best shot straight out of camera, so that I'm using an editing tool such as Lightroom or Photoshop to just enhance a photo rather than completely alter or change a photo. So we're going to go over here into my Develop tool, and I use a preset from Visco. You can see right here, it's the Visco film series, and you can purchase that online. And I like to use this Kodak Portra 400. So, and then I take out the grain. I don't like grain, so I go in here and I have a preset called Grain None, and I take the grain out. So, just to give you a quick before and after, here's the before, and here is the after. So you can tell, it's just this photo on the right is just slightly enhanced. So I'm not altering my photo too much, I'm just enhancing it. And now I will go in and use these tools to make slight adjustments to make it more to my liking. So for this particular photo, I'm gonna take the exposure down just a little bit. And then I might pull my blacks down ever so slightly, because I do like to have a nice contrast with my black tones. And then, since again it was a bright sunny day, my highlights are pretty hot, so it just means there's not very much detail. So I will go in and I will pull my highlights down a little bit more so that they're not quite as intense. And that's it, guys. So my before and my after, again, I'm just slightly enhancing my photo. And let's do another one. We'll skip over to this guy. Okay, so these are not, I haven't done anything to this photo. So now, again, this is my before shot, and this will be my after shot. So let's go over here, and again, I like to use these VSCO presets. So I'm going to click on my preferred preset. There we go. Take out the green. And again, now, I mean, so you can, you can still tell, like, it hasn't changed a whole lot. It's just enhanced. And so now I'm going to go over here. And again, I'm going to pull down my highlights a little bit. And I'm going to, and actually, I actually like the blacks in this. I think they're nice and crisp and pretty. So that's all I'm going to do to that. I might actually come in here and crop a little bit of the sky out. Okay. Yeah. So that's it. There's the before, there's the after. And then one more. We're going to look at this guy. Okay. So I'm going to go in. I'm going to use my VSCO preset over here. I'm going to take out the green. And I do like my photos to look slightly overexposed, and so I am going to bump the exposure on this a little bit. And I'm going to bring my shadows up, and I'm going to bring my black tones down. And my white balance is pretty good. They do look a little green because the natural reflector I was using in this photo was the green grass, and so of course, like, they are going to get a little bit of a green cast on their skin. So I'm going to go into this little tint slider bar, and I'm just going to make it bring up the magentas slightly so that they're not as green. And then the temperature is pretty spot on too, but I'm going to go in and take the temperature down just a little. So I'm going to cool this photo down just a hair. Okay, so again, before and after, I'm just enhancing the photo. I'm not significantly altering this photo. That wraps up this video. Please let me know if you have any questions, or certainly let me know what other topics you would like to have covered in these videos, from novice, beginner, intermediate, and advanced. I'd love to continue making these videos for you all. Yeah, thanks again for your patience with me, as this is the first time I'm recording and editing a video, and it'll certainly get better with time. All right, that's it. Bye. Can you say bye, Maxine? Can you say bye? The puppy said bye.